Hello everyone, and welcome to our farm. In today's video, we're going to discuss how to use insects to effortlessly remove old unwanted beeswax that's fouling up our equipment. Today's video also pertains to something we on our farm call TEM, T-E-M, which stands for time, effort, and money. In order for our farm to be sustainable, we're always trying to reduce the TEM on our activities and projects. With that said, let's get the video started by taking a look at a TEM-related problem that we ran into, which actually turned out to be a whole lot of fun. What brought this problem to the forefront was that we had a hive go down, and by the time we realized the problem, we had mold, fungus, wax moss, etc. It was a mess. As you can see from the video, either the time and effort required to clean these frames or the cost of throwing them out would have broken our TEM rules, thus our problem. So to solve this problem, we needed to find a way to remove all of this nasty wax and debris from our frames without breaking our TEM rules. To us, the obvious candidate for cleaning these frames was an insect called black soldier fly larvae. Black soldier fly larvae are commonly used around the world to convert unwanted organic matter such as manure, rotted fruits, dead animals, or literally any unwanted organic material into larvae that are then used as a highly nutritious animal feed for everything from cattle to fish. So the idea seemed promising, but the big question was, can these guys eat wax? To answer this question, we performed several experiments. The first experiment sought to determine if black soldier fly larvae would eat wax and if the wax needed to be contaminated with organic matter. We set up the experiment by folding wax up into balls, with each ball weighing 3 grams. We used 3 different types of wax. Column 1, very dark, dirty wax that presumably was full of organic debris. Column 2, a lightly colored wax that had presumably just a little organic matter in it. And lastly, in column 3, we had a purified wax that had essentially no organic debris mixed in it. We ran this experiment in triplicate, so we tested the 3 types of wax 3 times. We put the wax balls in a screen enclosure where the larvae could rise up through the bottom of the screen and access the wax balls, but the wax balls could not leave the screen enclosure. After leaving the wax in the black soldier fly bin overnight, the dirty wax in column 1 was completely gone. The lightly colored wax in column 2 was still present. However, the weight of the 3 balls was reduced from 3 grams to 2.8, 2.8, and 1 gram, indicating some wax was lost. All 3 balls of wax in column 3 were still 3 grams, indicating that essentially no wax was removed from these balls. Once we knew that black soldier fly larvae could remove wax, the next question we had was, how well could they remove it from actual equipment? As shown in the left panel of the figure, we took a dirty frame with dark wax, pollen, and other debris, and we placed it in the black soldier fly bin. The following day, we removed the frame from the bin and rinsed it off. As shown in the panel on the right, what we found was a frame that was beautifully clean, looking very much like a brand new frame. We then repeated this experiment with a queen excluder, which is notoriously hard to clean wax from simply because the wax gets caught up in and around the mesh. Again, we found that the mesh was effortlessly cleaned, as if it was a brand new piece of equipment. Alright, at this point things were looking pretty good, but there was one other question we had to answer, and that was, would these frames now be accepted and used by the bees? For example, being in the black soldier fly bin may have left a smell on the frames that the bees avoid. Similarly, new frames come with a thin coating of wax that might have been removed from the clean frames, leaving just plastic, which the bees might again refuse to build comb on. Therefore, we ran one last experiment. In this experiment, we took 3 black soldier fly clean frames, and on the left side of the frame, we rubbed a ball of beeswax on it that left bits of beeswax within each cell. Thus, the bees had a choice between the right side of the frame, which presumably was just bare plastic without any detectable wax, and the left side, which was covered with bits of honeybee wax. When these black soldier fly larvae clean frames were placed in a hive, we found that the bees would build comb on them, whether they had wax first rubbed on them or not. However, in the majority of the cases, the bees would first build comb on the side that had wax rubbed on it, and then build out the other side that was not treated with wax. So, it appears that rubbing wax on the frames is not required. However, it also appears that bees prefer the wax, and thus the wax may help in initiating comb building on the frames. So, what can we conclude from these experiments? Well, first, that black soldier fly larvae can remove wax from equipment. In fact, these experiments show us that black soldier fly larvae can thoroughly remove wax from equipment, even very small spaces, without the need of pre-scraping. Secondly, that black soldier fly larvae will preferentially remove wax that is darker with more organic material. If the black soldier fly larvae are eating the wax, then this in fact makes sense because the darker the wax, the more organic material, which would presumably make dark wax more appealing to the larvae. This also means that the cleaner wax that you would presumably not want to remove from your frames would in fact not be removed, or would be removed at a slower rate, where you could remove the dark wax without losing much of your cleaner wax. And lastly, we can conclude that bees will accept and build comb on frames cleaned by black soldier fly larvae, and that we don't have to first add wax to the frames to get them to do this. Well, that's it for now. However, although this video dealt with honeybees, we also do work on the breeding and culture of both oysters and freshwater prawns, as well as more traditional farm activities like the grafting and farming of avocados. Also, if you're interested, we could highlight some past projects such as a low maintenance aquaponics system, tilapia breeding and culture, as well as work we did with the very cool organic biopesticide, Bacillus thuringiensis. If you think you might be interested in any of these other videos, please let us know in the comments section below, as well as consider subscribing and hitting the notification button so that you're alerted when these videos become available. Lastly, if you found this video both fun and useful, we would be very grateful if you would click the like button so that YouTube will allow others to see it also. Hey, it's been fun. See you soon. Hey Tack, how you doing? What'd you think about our new video? Pretty good, huh? You like it? No, seriously, just give me your honest opinion. Yeah, you liked it. Good girl. Yeah, hey, we're gonna do some more. What do you think?